hit by a truck? How to determine who you should sue? If you have been hit by a truck, any claim or lawsuit that you file will proceed much in the same way as a car accident lawsuit or claim. However, there is one major difference with a truck accident claim: you will have to decide who you should sue, as this is not always clear. Who you should sue? In car accident cases, it is often very clear who you should sue: the driver of the vehicle. In some parts of the United States, you can sue the owner of the vehicle even if they were not in the car at the time of the accident. However, if you are hit by a truck, you will find that there are a few people and a few entities that you can sue. If you are hit by a truck, you can sue the driver, and you can also sue the truck driver's employer, that is if they were employed by a company. If the driver was an independent contractor, there will be no company to sue. If the driver of the truck was employed by a company, the company will be liable for their employees' actions. The difficulties with knowing who to sue. If you were injured in a trucking accident, you will need to work out who has involvement with the truck. For example, a truck will be owned by one person, and an employer will hire Joe to drive the truck. The truck will also be leased to the company or person who is delivering the goods for A1 woodworking, for example. Depending on the accident and the circumstances that surround it, you may want to sue the owner of the truck, the people who leased the truck out, and A1 woodworking whose products were being shipped. You will also need to think about what caused the accident. For example, if there was an issue with the truck's brakes, you could sue the owner of the truck, and the mechanic too. Suing the truck company. If you were hit by a truck and a trucking company employed the driver, your lawyer may sue the trucking company as opposed to the driver. This is because your personal injury lawyer will be looking to get you compensation. If they were to sue the driver of the vehicle, you are unlikely to get much compensation, if any at all. Suing the trucking company will ensure that you get as much compensation as possible. What's more is that a jury in a personal injury case is more likely to award you compensation if you sue the trucking company than they would if you were suing the driver. This is because the driver of a truck is likely to be a lot more sympathetic towards you than a trucking company. Therefore, a jury is more likely to suggest that a trucking company offers you compensation. Trucking accidents and independent contractors. If the driver of the truck that hit you was an independent contractor, then it's likely that your lawyer will suggest you sue the trucker. However, your lawyer may also try to determine if the owner of the truck or the company who was leasing the truck out were partly responsible. Even though the company that has hired an independent contractor may not be responsible for the driver's negligence. However, if your lawyer reads the contractor's contract, they may find that the company is partly responsible. Employers who hire independent contractors usually make sure that their contracts state they are not responsible for a driver's negligence. However, they may also say they have the right to control part of what the driver does. If this is the case, a jury could determine that the employers are responsible for the negligence. Regulations. If you have been hit by a truck, you may want to consider proving, or at least trying to prove, that the driver of the truck violated some traffic laws and regulations. The good news is that you have a lot of state and federal trucking regulations to read through, so you may find something there. Federal trucking regulations ultimately govern many aspects of the way a trucking company works, and even how they operate. If your personal injury lawyer's investigation or a police report shows that a regulation was violated, that is often used as evidence to prove that the truck driver was negligent.